Hello, my dear. Thank you so much for purchasing a tea leaf reading. That's so interesting. I thought it was a tarot card reading, so I was preparing my tarot cards, but um, you did ask for a tea leaf reading, so let me get the teacup really quickly, hon. Oh, dear. So I know you've been going through a lot, um, and you sent me a very emotional, very intense message that I picked up, which it really, I can't describe. It means the world to me that you feel that comfortable with me talking to me about these things, and it means a lot, hon. So I just want to thank you for trusting me and being open enough to reach out to me when you feel these feelings, as it is okay to feel like this. There's nothing wrong with feeling this, um, and knowing that you're um, just aware of these things. So let's do a quick little prayer. We're gonna do a quick little prayer here before I start your tea leaf reading. Alright. We ask the universe now to reveal to this client time what she needs to know. We ask to reveal to her through the tea leaves what she needs to know as she's going through a lot right now. We ask for guidance. We ask for clarity for this client in time. Call upon the angels now. Call upon Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael to assist. Thank you. Anything of negative vibration and negative energy is not welcomed in this tea leaf reading, as I ask to receive information from God's purest intention and God's white light. Thank you. Alright, so I have your tea leaves here. Now I'm going to start doing a little ritual, which I turn around 3 times. And I pour out a little bit. And then I'm using a plate for this because my little plate's actually in the bathroom. And we tap on it 3 times to let spirit in. And there we go. Wow, yours actually made some shapes here. So let's check this out. Look how beautiful that is. Alright, hun, so I'm going to read your message here. I feel my soul is deteriorating as my motivation for my soul purpose disappears. The goals I set for my life disappear as soon as I walk towards them. It surrounds love all around. You're the only one I can talk to. I feel like a lost soul in a dark desert. Usually, when you feel like you can't deal with this reality, this dimension, and whenever you feel like, you're trying to reach something, and every time you try to reach it, you lose it every time. Or like every time you reach something, an obstacle comes through. Or every time you're trying to do something good with your life, something bad happens, right? A lot of it has to do with the way you think, the way you select your thoughts, and the way you feel like you don't, it's difficult to live in this world is because you are very sensitive. It's because you're aware of things spiritually as well. So that can affect people tremendously. You are an empath as well, so there's a lot of sensitivity when it comes down to your soul and your life's purpose. I also feel like you've gone through a lot in your past lives. I do feel like you've had very difficult past lives. So it's like in this lifetime, it's like you go through a lot of challenges, you go through a lot of struggles. And again, it all has to do with your selective thoughts and what you think and what you feel like, what you say to the universe. And if you say to the universe, this will have power over me, or this won't have power over me, or I'm not good at this, it's whatever you put out to the universe, you will attract, you will create. So you have to rewire your belief system, rewire the things that you think are impossible, the things that you think are um, the things that you think that you're not capable of. You have to rewire your brain and make yourself feel like and know that you are capable. You can do these things. You can get through them. You will not um, lose everything again. You will not go through something that's going to deteriorate you again. Every time you go towards your goal, you're going to conquer it. You're going to achieve. You have to talk to yourself like this, hon. Because if not, you're only going to create fears, and you're going to always think and always say to yourself that something bad will happen every time you're trying to reach your soul purpose. And then when it comes down to that, every time you do, it does disappear or you do lose it. So let me look at your tea leaves here. I'm going to read your tea leaves really quickly. Alright, as I look at your tea leaves here, hun. For me, this looks kind of like a butterfly or like a bumblebee or kind of an insect, but every time I see butterflies and things like that, it reminds me of transformation. Seems like you're going through a very transformative time right now. And usually for things to transform, for things to happen, you have to go through ruin. You have to go through chaos. You have to go through turmoil. You have to go through deterioration. It's kind of like saying to grow and to create that intense transformation, you have to strip away the things that are holding you back, or strip away the old things that you kind of still have in your energetic field. So right now what's happening is that you're going through a lot of things, releasing a lot of things that are now allowing you to transform. And it's scary because it's very uncomfortable, but sometimes you have to go through discomfort to feel eventually comfortable. Try to see here what else I see here, hon. I do see different initials. I see an E initial, anyone living or deceased with an E, like E initial, being acknowledged. I see a C and I see an A. So I see these initials here. Anyone living or deceased with a C or an A as well. That's just being acknowledged. And I think this is I'm not sure if it's an S or a Z, but you could see what you feel about that when I say that. Now with your career, I do see a building. So for me, it means maybe in the future you will be working in an office building or with an office or with a building, in a building or an office. It's just something of that. So keep that in mind. Working with an office or a building. I see a building right here. So for me, that's something with career or with your job life itself at some point, if not now. I do see as well there's something about health issues with you. So if it's not happening now, don't be afraid. It just seems like you will either have, I don't know if it's back problems, something with joints, something with bones, or something with just pain in like parts of your body. And it's been a bother, it's been bothering you, and you have to deal with it. But I do see at some point, I would say within 6 months, it will escalate or it will bother you more. And you need to go get that checked out or treated or get some good pain relievers, because I do feel like it's going to affect you daily, like doing daily tasks, like trying to just do normal things, maybe go to a grocery store and like do normal things where it'll just randomly hurt you. If it's already happening now, then it's a sign. But I do see that you have to treat it. If not, it'll get worse if you don't I don't know if it's physical therapy or something like that. I do feel like you get a lot of joint pains or body pains because of the fact that you have a lot of stress, and a lot of that stress or baggage that you went through. It's like you hold a lot of weight on your shoulders. I feel there's a lot of weight on your shoulders, a lot of burden. There's something about burden as well, and you have to find ways to release that. Find ways to forgive yourself and not feel that guilt. There's something about shame as well, that I pick up shame with you, feeling shameful of certain things, and you have to find ways to let go and release that shame, because when I say shame is just a way of crippling yourself in the present. So you're crippling yourself right now in the present of living, when you hold on to shame. So it's better off to let go of that shame, because then there's no longer anything to hide or feel like you have to you know, feel negative about. So instead of holding on to it, you need to release and let go. There's a lot of baggage being held, and shame or guilt or whatnot, and that can cause a lot of physical pain, and that could cause a lot of stress, and it could really, really block your chakras. All right, so this is something I'm picking up here in the tea leaves that they're telling me and talking to me about. I'm seeing here as well. I'm trying to see if I see anything here. There's just a lot of feeling feeling trapped and feeling like you're bonded or chained. And the message from the tea leaves tonight is really release yourself. It's because you're creating this chain or this bondage with yourself, like you're stuck and you're not. You need to release yourself, free yourself. Release yourself, set yourself free, and you can do it on your own. That thought that you have is something you created. That thought you have is something you created in your mind. And eventually, it's something you obsessed over, that you do feel and believe that, um, uh, that, like you said, you're lost or your soul's in a dark desert. That is a thought you created, and that's something, like I said in the beginning, select your thoughts and recreate your thoughts. These are only thoughts that you're creating in your head, and you're making yourself feel the way you're feeling. You need to rewire and rearrange those thoughts, because that's something that you put power over, and that's something you created. Since you created it, you can you can rearrange it and recreate it in a better and positive way. I'm kind of saying that you have power, since you created power over this thought, and that's kind of what your tea leaves are saying right now. I'm gonna see if there's anything else, and if not, I will leave you with that, my dear. I do feel a strong female motherly grandmother in spirit with you that's guiding you. I do feel like you have a lot of Native Americans past lives as well, and spirit guides. You have a couple of spirit guides that are Native American, that are Indian, that work with you. I'm picking up Native American not ancestors, spirit guides, spirits that work with you. So you can call upon your Native American or Indian guides. But I do feel like there's a mother, female, grandmotherly figure that's passed, that's around you in spirit, that guides you as well. So please keep all these things in mind, hun. You are not alone, and these thoughts were created by you, and you can rewire and rearrange those thoughts into a better and positive perspective. All right, hun? But it is okay to feel the way you're feeling. Write everything you feel down in a journal on a piece of paper, and then let it go in the ocean, or let it go in a river, let it go in a place of water, so that you do a ritual of releasing, because a lot of releasing is needed right now. You're going through a lot of emotional releasing, and again, transformative time. Again, like I said, with ruin comes transformation. So I'm gonna leave you with that, my love. I very much hope you enjoyed this tea leaf reading, as it was a pleasure. Thank you so much for reaching out to me. I'm always here for you. You're not alone, and I can relate to the way you feel, as I've been in those very dark places. And the only thing that really, really keeps me going is my my faith and my hope. You always have to have hope and prayer. Always pray with all your heart, and you'll see your guides and your angels will work with you. Ask for help with them. Be like, I need your help right now. I need help. I need you guys to point me in the right direction. Please. You may not get a sign now or tomorrow. Maybe you'll get a sign 3 days. But you have to be patient. All right? Lots of love from the heavens above. And I send you lots of healing energy, my love, that you soon will feel better. God bless you. Bye now.